Hello and welcome to our video on rising cuts. My name is Brennan Fauché and I am the longsword instructor at the Niagara School of Arms. In this video I'm going to explain how to execute these cuts. The Sottani is a cut that has a lot of tactical uses, and we will cover tactical uses of Fiore's cuts in separate videos with drills. So here's what Fiore says about the Sottani first. He says, we are the rising blows, and we go from the knee to the middle of the forehead, following the same path that the downward blows follow. And we return down the same path as we ascend, unless we choose to remain high in the long guard. So that's a pretty simple explanation. He doesn't specify what edges to do them on, but Fiore's guards give us evidence about what is most likely done. And that is to say that the reverso sottani is most easily done from the low guards with the false edge, and the mandrito sottani can be done with both false and true edges from low guards, and that high guards are less common to use this cut from but are still done. So we're going to start on the reverso sottani. Start by bringing your hands forward, and then pull your front hand up, and then the back hand forward. The whole motion should be like shoveling dirt with over your shoulder. You should step forward when your weapon is in the center. So you're using a passing step to gain the distance. So as with before, raise the heel, turn the chest and hips in, and step forward. As with all of these rest of the cuts, keep your forearm in mind. Do not over tighten the grip on your sword. Keep that back straight, keep the knees bent, point your face toward where you're planning to strike, and keep the stance wide. Remember to keep the front knee in line with the toe and to point that toe where you intend to go. And remember that weapon before body principle. Lastly, I'm going to throw in that you should look where you intend to strike. Don't look down at your feet. Look toward the horizon, or if you're demonstrating with another person or training with another person, look to their shoulders. So the Mandrito Sottani can be done on both edges. The true edge strike is done by starting from a low position and raising the hands to a high position. It feels weak, and that's because it is. It doesn't need to be particularly strong to create a slicing action, and this sort of cut is better at seeking those sniping cuts. And it can also create a path for a high thrust. Remember that all of the previous stuff about your form still applies. Step only after your weapon is in front of your body, and make sure to not fully extend your elbow. We don't want to load the weight of the weapon on your joints. And the false edge strike is done differently. You will wrap your hand, and by wrap I mean rotate your hand while moving it forward, so that the knuckles are facing down, and then pull up. This false edge strike is weaker than the reverso sottani, but it is also stronger in relative force to the true edge mandrito sottani. This does not mean that you will always prefer one to the other. They both have their uses, and you should practice both of them. Remember to do these attacks slowly, and eventually when you get them down with the passing steps, mix them up with the increasing steps and other forms of footwork. That's all I have today for you. Now get out there and train.